well as opportunities. And I'm glad to share that Pakistan's foreign policy is fully equipped to respond to these new realities and has risen to the occasion. Pakistan's foundational and top priority remains the same, and that is the security of our people and the sanctity of our sovereignty and territorial integrity. Ladies and gentlemen, we are acutely aware of the obligations from our neighborhood and the challenges which persist. Persistent provocations and belligerent posturing from our eastern neighbor and cross-border terrorism emanating from across our western border have not diminished our commitment to peace, dialogue and diplomacy. At the heart of the regional instability lies the unresolved dispute of Jammu and Kashmir. Pakistan remains unwavering in its principled position that a just and peaceful resolution of the Jammu and Kashmir dispute in accordance with the relevant United Nations Security Council resolutions and the inalienable right of the Kashmiri people to self-determination is indispensable for lasting peace in South Asia. We have consistently called for the reversal of the unilateral and illegal measures of 5th of August 2019 and all subsequent actions aimed at altering the demographic and legal status of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Respect for international law and fulfillment of international commitments are essential for sustainable regional stability and peace. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, whilst reiterating our commitment to peace and harmony, let me underscore that we possess the will as well as the capability, alhamdulillah, to defend ourselves decisively against any act of aggression, and the country demonstrated this in last May. Our people and armed forces made a historic display of their iron will and determination in the face of Indian aggression in May 2025. Our collaborated and measured military response, together with skillful diplomacy, earned us worldwide acclaim and respect, alhamdulillah. The world has since increasingly viewed Pakistan as a reliable, responsible and important partner in the regional and international architecture. Ladies and gentlemen, the international order now places a premium on strategic bilateralism and minilateralism, where states are forging targeted cooperation for shared interests. Pakistan has responded to this evolving trend with a renewed focus on fostering tailored cooperation with our partner countries in priority sectors. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, this approach is exemplified by our parallel, nuanced and mutually beneficial relationship with the major powers. With China, our all-weather partnership continues to deepen through CPEC 2.0, robust strategic dialogue, and unwavering mutual support on core interests. I conducted the latest round of strategic dialogue in January 2026 in Beijing with my Chinese counterpart, Foreign Minister Wang Yi, where we reaffirmed our resolve that strategic convergence on key issues have to be there. These include Afghanistan, Jammu and Kashmir, and transboundary water security. Those who might have read the joint communique, not joint statement, of the two countries on 5th of January 2026 must be well aware of all these details. We also agreed on cooperation in counterterrorism and broader regional security. Simultaneously, we have reinvigorated our partnership with the United States, transcending the traditional security paradigm to advance cooperation in trade, technology, investment, and regional stability. This collaborated approach has enhanced our ability to navigate complexity with skill and confidence, ensuring that our national interests are served without compromising our core foreign policy principles. The productive visits of our Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif and Chief of Defence Forces Field Marshal Sayyid Asim Munir to Washington and my frequent interaction with my counterpart Secretary Rubio have also contributed to the recent developments. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we have also reinforced our bilateral and unilateral partnerships across the wider region. In South Asia, we have successfully transformed our fraternal ties with Bangladesh into a substantive partnership. After a long pause of 12 years, which was just a ceremonial visit to hand over an invitation, there was a substantive visit of mine in August last year to Dhaka, and Alhamdulillah, the new beginning of our relationship has begun from there. Similarly, the trilateral mechanism involving China, Pakistan and Bangladesh has been launched with a view to expanding and deepening regional cooperation and synergy. In the Middle East, our landmark strategic mutual defense agreement with Saudi Arabia in September last year has elevated our brotherly ties to new heights. Reinforced partnerships with the UAE, Qatar, Jordan, Oman, Egypt and Bahrain have also yielded concrete agreements in investments, agriculture, infrastructure and energy. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, our leadership level diplomacy can also be witnessed with Turkey, Azerbaijan and the Central Asian states. In the recent months, you must have witnessed presidents of Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan have undertaken historic visits to Pakistan, making a new trajectory to boost solidarity and cooperation between Pakistan and Central Asian states. Nobody have noticed that the marked difference between the relationship a decade ago, a few years ago, and now is very, very visible. Notably, our brotherly ties with Azerbaijan and Turkey have been further reinforced with the launch of leadership-level trilateral mechanism. Simultaneously, our vision, East Asia policy has ramped up engagement with ASEAN countries with high-level visits of Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim and Indonesian President to Pakistan. And our Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif's visit to Malaysia have marked significant new milestones. Our enduring bonds with Islamic and Arab nations form a vital pillar of our foreign policy, and we will continue to expand our partnerships across Asia, Latin America and Africa. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, let me take a moment to emphasize the role of personalized and high-level diplomacy in advancing Pakistan's foreign policy objectives. In an era where instant communications and rapidly evolving crises demand immediate attention, my frequent telephone conversation and direct engagements with my counterparts across the world have proven immensely useful for the country. These interactions have supported the rapid de-escalation of tensions, fostered deeper trust with partner countries, and enabled the exploration of creative ideas of mutual cooperation. I am therefore a strong proponent of ministerial level engagements and maintaining personal contacts as critical enablers to accomplish our foreign policy goals and objectives. Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan's election as a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council for the term 2025 and 2026 term with a thumping majority of 182 versus 5 is a testament to our constructive diplomacy and the confidence of the global community in our principled stance on issues of peace and security. Since assuming this role, Pakistan has raised critical challenges on the Council's agenda, advocating for peaceful resolution of conflicts, reforms of the UN bodies, adherence to international law including UN Charter, and protection of civilians. We have consistently used our platform to advance shared priorities ranging from counter-terrorism to equitable development. This reflects our unwavering commitment to a fair and responsible international order that promotes justice, stability, and prosperity for all nations. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan has actually used all platforms, including the UN Security Council, to address the grave situation in Gaza. In continuing support of practical peace efforts, Pakistan joined the Board of Peace alongside 7 other Arab and Islamic countries to call for an immediate ceasefire, unhindered humanitarian assistance access, and protection of civilians. At its inaugural session in Washington last week, these priorities were further emphasized in seeking concrete steps to stop the sufferings, expand humanitarian assistance, and support reconstruction efforts. On 18th of February, Pakistan's voice was vocal, brave, and clear in the UN Security Council, which I attended on behalf of Pakistan, and on 19th, the voice of Pakistan was heard through Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif in the Board of Peace. We are committed for the advocacy for a just and durable two-state solutions, reaffirming the legitimate rights of the Palestinian people, including the establishment of a sovereign and contiguous Palestinian state based on pre-1967 borders with Quds al-Sharif as its capital. Pakistan remains committed to human dignity and to our belief in collaborative, multilateral diplomacy to achieve peace and stability in the entire region. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, with regard to the ongoing developments concerning Iran, Pakistan is a key stakeholder as a neighbor and brotherly country. We are committed to playing a constructive role in diffusing tensions in